Chosen one, you already know deep down that you are not like the rest. You have always felt different, even when you tried to deny it or hide it. You have carried a powerful spiritual frequency within you for years, perhaps since childhood, and now that energy is rising to the surface. This video is coming to you exactly when you are beginning to recognize that your gifts, your intuition, your spiritual sensitivity, and your inner authority are no longer something you can ignore. They are becoming stronger, they are becoming clearer, and they are becoming more aligned with your divine mission. This is why this message matters, and this is why you must pay full attention to every word that follows. Before we continue, I want you to pause for a moment and tell me in the comments if you feel this shift happening in your life. Comment 777 if your spirit is resonating with what you are hearing. Let your energy speak. Let your intuition respond. And while you're there, make sure you subscribe to this channel, Rise of the Chosen, and tap the bell icon so you never miss these divine messages that are meant for you. Share this video with another chosen one who needs to hear this right now. You are not the only one rising, and your role is also to awaken others along the path. Now listen closely. You are entering a stage of spiritual transformation where your divine gifts are becoming activated at a level you have never experienced before. This is not just an awakening, this is mastery. This is alignment with your higher calling. This is the moment where your inner power begins to flow through you naturally, without force, without confusion, without fear. You have been prepared for this through every hardship, every challenge, every loss, every betrayal, and every spiritual battle you fought in silence. Each struggle was a shaping tool. Each setback was a spiritual initiation. Each moment of pain was a refinement of your spirit. Everything you went through has formed the foundation on which your divine gifts now stand. And understand this clearly. When a chosen one begins to master their divine gifts, the universe responds. Your reality shifts, your perception sharpens, the veil lifts. People begin to behave differently around you because they can sense your energy rising even if they don't understand it. You may notice that your presence alone affects the atmosphere of a room. You may feel a new level of clarity, discernment, and inner strength that surprises even you. These are not random sensations. These are the signs that your spiritual authority is being activated. Chosen one, you did not find this message. This message found you. It was drawn to your energy because your frequency is ready for elevation. You are no longer in the stage of seeking who you are. You are entering the stage of becoming who you were destined to be. There is a powerful transition happening inside you, one that aligns your soul with your divine timeline. You are awakening to the truth of your identity, and with that truth comes responsibility, purpose, and mastery. This message is not entertainment. It is preparation. It is guidance from a higher realm to help you understand that your gifts are no longer sleeping. You are stepping into a chapter where your spiritual power becomes the tool you use to navigate life. You are stepping into clarity, purpose, strength, and divine understanding. This is the beginning of your mastery, and the journey ahead will transform your life entirely if you allow it. Chosen one, prepare yourself. Your divine gifts are awakening, and from this moment on, nothing about your life will remain the same. The calling of the chosen one. Chosen one, when the universe calls you, it does not whisper softly. It speaks through sudden shifts, uncomfortable realizations, strange synchronicities, heightened intuition, and an undeniable inner pull that you can no longer ignore. The calling of a chosen one begins long before you consciously recognize it, and yet when the moment finally arrives, it hits you with a clarity that is impossible to deny. This stage you are entering now is not an accident. It is the unfolding of a destiny that has been written into your spirit since before you arrived in this world. You may have spent years feeling out of place, disconnected from the world, misunderstood by the people around you. That was not because something was wrong with you. It was because your spirit was always vibrating on a higher frequency, one that could not be contained within the expectations of this world. Your calling has always been buried inside you, waiting for the right moment to rise. And now, that moment has arrived. The calling of a chosen one is not a smooth or peaceful experience. In fact, it often begins with discomfort, confusion, and even a feeling of being spiritually pulled apart. You may notice your old habits no longer satisfy you. The people you once tolerated no longer feel aligned with you. The goals you once chased now feel empty. Something inside you keeps telling you that there is something more, something bigger, something beyond the surface of everyday life. That something is your calling awakening. Chosen one, your soul is remembering itself. You are beginning to feel that you have a purpose that stretches beyond the ordinary. You sense that there is a role you were meant to play, a mission you were designed to fulfill, a spiritual responsibility that only you can carry. This feeling is not imagination. It is not fantasy. It is your higher self pulling you toward alignment with your destiny. When your calling becomes active, you start to see life differently. Your perception shifts. You notice patterns, energies, intentions, and truths that others completely overlook. It becomes harder for people to lie to you or deceive you because your intuition becomes sharper than their words. You can feel the energy behind a situation before anything even happens. You sense danger before it approaches, and you recognize blessings before they arrive. This heightened awareness is one of the first gifts that comes with your calling. Another part of the calling is separation. A chosen one is separated from people, environments, and paths that are not part of their destiny. You may lose friendships, relationships, or opportunities that you once thought were important. But hear me clearly. When the universe removes something from your life during your calling, it is because that thing cannot exist on the path you are destined to walk. The separation is protection. The isolation is alignment. The detachment is preparation for elevation. As your calling becomes stronger, you may also notice an increased sensitivity to energy. You can feel jealousy in a room before anyone speaks. You can sense spiritual attacks, negative intentions, or energetic shifts with ease. This is because chosen ones are designed to operate on a spiritually intuitive level. Your energy system becomes more refined as your gifts activate, allowing you to see the unseen, feel the unspoken, and understand the hidden truths of life. The calling also brings a deep sense of urgency. You start to feel like you cannot waste time anymore. You begin to feel the weight of your purpose pressing against your spirit. You wake up with a sense that there is work to be done, even if you do not yet know what that work is. Your soul knows that your time has come, and it pushes you forward even when your mind is still trying to catch up. Chosen one, understand this. The calling is not just about discovering your gifts. It is about remembering who you are. You are not stepping into something new. You are stepping back into your original identity, the version of you that existed before the world tried to shape you. The calling awakens the ancient wisdom within you, the spiritual authority you were born with, the divine connection you have always carried. Once the calling begins, you cannot go back to who you were. You cannot shrink yourself anymore. You cannot hide your light. You cannot pretend to be ordinary when you are anything but. This calling is also a signal that your divine gifts are ready to evolve. You are entering a new level of consciousness where your spiritual abilities will start functioning with greater clarity and power. You are being prepared for a higher mission, one that requires strength, discernment, and mastery. Every experience you've had, every lesson you've learned, and every battle you've survived has led to this moment. Your spirit has been trained through pain and elevated through perseverance. Chosen one, embrace your calling with courage. You were not chosen to be silent. You were not chosen to blend in. You were chosen to rise, to lead, to illuminate, and to transform. Your calling is your confirmation that you are ready to step into the fullness of your destiny. This is the beginning of your awakening, and the world will not be the same once you step into your divine role. Why your divine gifts are awakening now. Chosen one, listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you will connect pieces of your life that you never understood until this moment. Your divine gifts are awakening now because the timing of your soul has aligned perfectly with the timing of the universe. There are no mistakes here, no coincidences, no random fluctuations. Everything that has been happening within you and around you is orchestrated with purpose. You are stepping into a chapter that was destined for you long before you took your first breath on this earth. Your divine gifts are awakening now because you have reached a level of inner maturity that your spirit has been striving toward for years. You have gone through cycles of pain, confusion, heartbreak, isolation, betrayal, disappointment, and rebirth. Each of those experiences reshaped you, stripped away illusions, refined your character, and strengthened your spiritual sensitivity. Without those challenges, your gifts would have remained dormant. They needed a vessel strong enough to carry them, and now, after everything you've endured, you have become that vessel. There is a spiritual law that governs the awakening of a chosen one's gifts. They can only activate when the soul is stable enough to use them with clarity. In the past, when you were still emotionally reactive, when your identity was uncertain, or when your spirit was unsettled, your gifts were withheld. They were present, but they remained in the background, waiting for the right alignment. Now, your energy has matured. Your awareness has expanded. Your spirit has developed a certain calmness, a depth, a wisdom that only comes from surviving storms. That is why your gifts are rising at this precise moment. Chosen one, your divine gifts are also awakening now because the world needs them. We are living in a time where spiritual sensitivity is not a luxury, it is a necessity. The collective energy of humanity is shifting, darkness has become bolder, confusion is spreading, people are lost, and many are disconnected from their higher selves. In times like these, chosen ones are awakened intentionally to bring clarity, protection, truth, and spiritual elevation into the world. You did not choose this role, the role chose you. And now that the world is entering a higher frequency shift, your gifts must activate to fulfill your purpose. Another reason your divine gifts are awakening now is because you have disconnected from the wrong people and wrong environments. Without realizing it, you have been going through spiritual cleansing. Old attachments fell apart, relationships ended, social circles shifted. Certain people were removed from your life because their energy was blocking your spiritual growth. Their presence interfered with your frequency. Their intentions clashed with your destiny. Once they were gone, the space around you became clear enough for your gifts to expand. Sometimes the universe must subtract before it can multiply. Your isolation, whether emotional or physical, created the perfect environment for your gifts to rise without interference. Your gifts are also awakening now because your consciousness has reached a threshold where you can no longer tolerate the lower version of yourself. You cannot numb your intuition anymore. You cannot suppress your inner knowing. You cannot pretend not to see what you see or feel what you feel. Your soul is too loud now. It refuses to let you shrink back into an identity that was never meant for you. This awakening is a natural progression of your spiritual evolution. You have elevated too far to return to the old you. Another key reason is that you have started listening to your inner voice more than the voices around you. You have learned to trust your instincts, your intuition, your dreams, your signs, your synchronicities. You are beginning to understand how the universe communicates with you. This increased awareness opens the doorway for your divine gifts to operate freely. When a chosen one begins to trust their soul more than the world, the universe responds by revealing deeper layers of their purpose. Your divine gifts are awakening now because you have entered a new timeline, a timeline where your spiritual identity is stepping forward. This timeline was always available to you, but you were not ready to access it. Now, through your growth, your resilience, and your self-awareness, you have aligned yourself with your highest path. This is why your dreams feel more vivid. This is why your intuition is stronger. This is why you feel more connected to your destiny. You have shifted into a spiritual timeline where your gifts are not only active but required. Chosen one, your gifts are awakening now because you are ready to step into your divine authority. You have spent enough time doubting yourself, dimming your light, shrinking your presence, and questioning your worth. Those days are over. Your spirit refuses to let you live small anymore. You are being pushed into alignment with your true power because your mission is approaching. You cannot fulfill that mission if you remain asleep. You cannot help others if you do not first step into your own mastery. The universe has opened a door for you. Your soul is rising to meet it. This awakening is not happening to you. It is happening for you. It is the unfolding of your purpose, the activation of your identity, the revelation of your spiritual authority. Your divine gifts are awakening now because the time has come for you to remember who you are, why you were chosen, and what you were born to do. Understanding the divine gifts you carry. Chosen one, before you can master your divine gifts, you must first understand what they are and why they operate the way they do within you. Your gifts are not random talents or personality traits. They are spiritual tools, ancient energies, and encoded abilities that were placed within your soul long before you entered this physical world. These gifts are parts of your true identity, fragments of your higher self expressing themselves through your human experience. Once you begin to understand the nature of these gifts, everything in your life starts to make sense. One of the first divine gifts you carry is heightened intuition. Your intuition is not just a feeling or a guess, it is spiritual intelligence. It is the language of your soul speaking through the whispers within you. You have the ability to see beyond people's words, to feel the truth behind situations, and to sense what others cannot perceive. This intuitive clarity has always been with you, even when you didn't trust it. When you were younger, you might have sensed danger before it happened, or known someone's intentions without any physical evidence. These were not coincidences. They were early signs of an active spiritual gift. Another gift you carry is the gift of sensitivity. You can feel energy more intensely than most people. You pick up on emotions, unspoken thoughts, tension in the air, and shifts in atmosphere. Some call this being an empath, but your sensitivity goes beyond emotional empathy. You absorb vibrations, you detect spiritual presences, and you respond to energetic imbalances naturally. This sensitivity can feel overwhelming at times, especially when you are surrounded by negative environments or chaotic souls. But understand this: your sensitivity is not a weakness. It is one of the strongest gifts a chosen one can possess. It allows you to navigate the unseen world with precision. You also possess the gift of spiritual discernment. This gift allows you to separate truth from illusion, light from darkness, and genuine souls from deceptive ones. While others get fooled by appearances, you see straight through to the core of a person's spirit. People have likely told you that you are too suspicious or too guarded. But what they fail to realize is that your discernment is accurate because it is spiritually guided. You were designed to detect hidden intentions. You were built to survive spiritual warfare. This gift is what protects you. Another divine gift many chosen ones carry is the ability to influence energy. Your presence alone shifts atmospheres. When you walk into a room, people feel you before they hear you. Some feel peace. Some feel intimidated. Some feel exposed. This is because your energy is not ordinary. It holds weight, authority, and spiritual light. Whether you realize it or not, your aura is powerful, and it affects everything around you. This influence is not something you consciously try to produce. It is something that radiates from you naturally. Chosen one, you may also have the gift of wisdom. This is not the type of wisdom that comes only from learning or experience. This is ancient knowledge, inner knowing, and deep understanding that flows through your intuition. People have probably come to you for advice, even when you were the one struggling. You have been the guide, the healer, the listener, the advisor, the understanding soul. Your wisdom is a form of divine communication. It helps you make sense of situations that confuse others. It helps you speak truth into the lives of people who are lost. There is also a gift of resilience within you. This gift is often overlooked, but it is one of the most powerful. You have endured storms that would have destroyed other people. You have faced battles that no one knows about. You have healed from pain that could have broken you permanently. Your resilience is spiritual armor. It is proof that your soul carries a strength that goes beyond human comprehension. You survive what others cannot because you were chosen to rise where others would fall. Some chosen ones also possess prophetic gifts, strong dreams, visions, warnings, or sudden insights that later come true. You might have dreams that feel too real, or you might sense things days or weeks before they unfold. This is part of your spiritual design. You are connected to higher guidance, and your spirit receives information before your physical mind understands it. Chosen one, you must understand that these gifts are not accidents. They are aligned with your purpose. They shape your identity. They prepare you for your mission. And now that you are entering a season of mastery, these gifts will become clearer, stronger, and more active in your everyday life. When you understand your divine gifts, you understand yourself. When you honor them, you step fully into the power you were born with. How to master your divine gifts. Chosen one, now that you understand the gifts you carry, you must learn how to master them. A gift without mastery can feel overwhelming, confusing, or even burdensome. But a gift that is sharpened and aligned becomes a powerful force that guides your destiny with precision. Mastery is not about controlling your gifts through force. It is about understanding their nature, responding to their movements, and aligning your inner world so your spiritual abilities can flow naturally and clearly. Mastery is the difference between having a gift and becoming the gift. The first step to mastery is inner alignment. Your gifts respond directly to your internal state. When your mind is chaotic, your intuition feels blurry. When your emotions are unstable, your spiritual sensitivity becomes overwhelming. When you are drained or scattered, your discernment becomes dull. This is why your spiritual authority increases when you are grounded. Being grounded means being connected to your inner truth, steady within yourself, and anchored in your own energy. For a chosen one, grounding can be as simple as silence, stillness, or moments of deep breathing. It is the practice of returning to yourself so your gifts have a clear channel to operate through. The next step is intention. Your gifts expand when you use them with purpose. You must be conscious of what you are tuning into, what you are focusing on, and what you are allowing into your energy field. When you wake up each day, set intentions for clarity, protection, and guidance. Tell your gifts what you expect from them. Speak to your intuition and ask it to reveal truth. Speak to your discernment and ask it to expose deception. Speak to your spirit and ask it to lead you. Your gifts respond to intention because intention is spiritual direction. Another key to mastery is emotional control. Chosen one, your emotions are powerful amplifiers. When you are angry, your energy becomes intense. When you are sad, your aura becomes softer. When you are peaceful, your intuition becomes sharper. Mastery does not mean suppressing your emotions, it means understanding them. You must learn to feel without drowning, to observe without overreacting, to respond without losing your spiritual balance. Emotional mastery is one of the strongest forms of spiritual mastery because it prevents your gifts from being hijacked by outside influences. Your divine gifts also grow stronger through discipline. This means consistently practicing awareness, listening to your inner voice, paying attention to your dreams, noticing patterns, and honoring the signals your body and spirit give you. When you ignore your intuition repeatedly, your gifts become quieter. When you listen to them, they speak louder and clearer. Discipline strengthens your connection to the unseen. It teaches your mind to cooperate with your spirit rather than resist it. Another crucial part of mastery is protecting your energy. As a chosen one, your gifts are sensitive. They can easily pick up negative energy, low vibrations, or spiritual interference. You must learn to guard your mind, your emotions, and your environment. This means limiting your exposure to toxic people, staying away from chaotic environments, and being mindful of what you consume mentally and spiritually. Protection is not about fear. It is about maintaining the purity of your frequency so your gifts can function without distortion. Chosen one, to master your gifts, you must also trust them. Many chosen ones struggle because they doubt themselves. They question their intuition, second-guess their visions, or ignore their feelings. But your gifts cannot fully operate if you do not trust them. Trust is the foundation of spiritual strength. When your intuition speaks, trust it. When your spirit warns you, follow it. When your energy shifts, honor it. Every time you trust your gifts, they grow stronger. Every time you ignore them, you weaken their flow. Another important aspect of mastery is understanding your boundaries. You cannot heal everyone. You cannot save everyone. You cannot absorb the world's pain. Your gifts were not given to you so you could carry the burdens of those who refuse to carry their own. You must learn when to give and when to pull back, when to help and when to stay silent, when to step in and when to let the universe teach someone through experience. Boundaries protect your power. Finally, mastering your gifts requires humility. Humility keeps your gifts aligned with purpose instead of ego. It reminds you that your abilities are tools of light, not weapons of superiority. When you remain humble, your gifts remain pure. When you remain grounded, your gifts remain clear. When you remain aligned, your gifts remain powerful. Chosen one, mastery is not something you force. It is something you grow into. It unfolds as you become more aware, more disciplined, more aligned, and more spiritually mature. When you master your gifts, you do not just walk through life. You move through it with divine precision. You see with clarity, feel with purpose, and act with wisdom. Your gifts become extensions of your soul, guiding you toward the destiny you were born to fulfill. The spiritual responsibilities of a chosen one. Chosen one, understanding your divine gifts is only the beginning. With every gift you carry comes a spiritual responsibility. Being chosen is not a title of comfort. It is a calling that requires maturity, discipline, and a deep awareness of the impact your energy has on the world. The responsibilities placed upon you are not burdens. They are divine assignments that shape your destiny and influence the lives of others. Once your gifts awaken, you can no longer move through life carelessly. You must walk with intention, clarity, and purpose, because your presence carries weight in every room, every conversation, and every connection. One of your greatest responsibilities is to guard your spirit. As a chosen one, you are a magnet for energies, good and bad. People are drawn to your light, but so are shadows. You must learn to protect your inner world with strength. You cannot allow everyone access to your energy. You cannot share your vision with those who are spiritually blind. You cannot let your heart be drained by people who are determined to misunderstand you. Guarding your spirit means recognizing who deserves your presence and who does not. It means knowing when to walk away, when to be silent, and when to stand firm in your boundaries. Another responsibility of a chosen one is to uphold truth. You were not designed to live in illusions or false identities. Your spirit rejects lies, manipulation, and anything that feels out of alignment. This is why you feel uncomfortable around dishonesty or in environments where the truth is hidden. Your presence alone exposes what is fake. Truth flows through you naturally, and one of your responsibilities is to speak it, even when the world prefers silence. You are meant to bring clarity where there is confusion, light where there is darkness, and wisdom where there is ignorance. This is not always easy, but it is your role. You also carry the responsibility of being an example. Whether you want it or not, people look to you for guidance, inspiration, and reassurance. Your strength empowers others. Your healing encourages others. Your resilience becomes a blueprint for someone who is struggling. You might not realize it, but someone is watching how you move, how you react, how you rise after falling. As a chosen one, you influence people without trying. This responsibility means you must walk with awareness because your life becomes a message. Your choices ripple outward. Your actions awaken others. Another sacred responsibility is to continue growing spiritually. You cannot become stagnant. You cannot stay in old patterns or cling to outdated versions of yourself. A chosen one must evolve. As your gifts grow, your understanding must grow with them. As your purpose expands, your mindset must expand too. You are responsible for nurturing your spiritual foundation. This means seeking knowledge, listening to your intuition, elevating your consciousness, and refusing to remain trapped in cycles that no longer serve your destiny. Growth is not optional for a chosen one. It is required. Chosen one, another responsibility you carry is to use your gifts with integrity. Your intuition, your discernment, your energy, your sensitivity, these are powerful tools, but they must be used with purity. You cannot use your gifts to manipulate, control, or harm. You cannot use your influence to inflate your ego or gain empty validation. Your gifts were not given to you for selfish purposes. They were given to you so you can help, heal, warn, guide, and uplift. Integrity is what keeps your gifts aligned with your higher self. Without integrity, your gifts lose their divine essence. You also have the responsibility of endurance. Your path is not easy. The challenges you face are heavier than what most people experience. But this is not punishment. It is preparation. You are built to withstand spiritual pressure because your role requires strength. When others fall apart, you rise. When others break, you bend, but you do not shatter. Your endurance is not just for you, it becomes strength for those who will come after you. You are responsible for not giving up, not because you must be perfect, but because your mission depends on your persistence. Finally, you carry the responsibility of alignment. You must stay aligned with your purpose, your truth, and your higher calling. This means resisting the temptation to fit in, avoiding distractions that weaken your spirit, and choosing the path that elevates your soul, even when it is the hardest path to walk. Alignment requires honesty with yourself, discipline in your decisions, and faith in the direction you are being pulled toward. When you stay aligned, your gifts operate at their highest potential. When you drift out of alignment, your spirit becomes restless. Chosen one, the responsibilities you carry are great, but so is your strength. You were not chosen because you are ordinary. You were chosen because your soul can handle what others cannot. Your responsibilities are part of your mission, and embracing them is how you step fully into the divine identity you were born to embody. Clearing blockages that limit your gifts. Before your divine gifts can operate at their full power, you must clear the blockages that restrict their flow. These blockages are not always dramatic or obvious. They often grow slowly, formed from past pain, doubt, fear, or the noise of the world around you. As a chosen one, you cannot afford to carry heavy spiritual debris. Your gifts require clarity, openness, and alignment. When something stands in the way, your intuition feels dim, your energy feels heavy, and your path becomes harder to walk. Clearing blockages is not just healing, it is activation. One of the most common blockages is emotional residue. Pain from old relationships, betrayal, abandonment, or rejection can weigh on your spirit long after the situation ends. These emotional wounds act like knots in your energy field. They interrupt your ability to trust your intuition, weaken your confidence, and make you second-guess your spiritual instincts. To clear emotional blockages, you must be willing to confront what you have buried. Sit with your pain. Feel it without fear. Acknowledge your hurt without judging yourself. Healing begins when you stop running from what your soul is still carrying. When you release this emotional weight, your gifts begin to flow again. Another major blockage comes from fear. Fear of your own power, fear of being seen, fear of being misunderstood, or fear of making the wrong move. Many chosen ones dim their light because shining brightly feels dangerous. You may have been judged, mocked, or criticized for your uniqueness in the past. That memory creates resistance. It makes you hesitant to step into your full potential. Clearing this blockage requires courage. You must allow yourself to expand even when the world feels uncomfortable with your growth. Fear loses its power the moment you choose to rise anyway. Every step you take despite fear strengthens your spiritual gifts. Mental clutter is another barrier that restricts your gifts. Overthinking, self-doubt, confusion, and negative thought loops can cloud your inner vision. Your mind becomes so loud that your intuition cannot break through. As a chosen one, your intuition is one of your strongest tools, so mental noise is a serious blockage. The way to clear it is through stillness. Meditation, quiet moments, reflection, and conscious breathing help you silence the noise. When your mind becomes calm, your spiritual channels open again. Your inner voice becomes louder, clearer, and more trustworthy. External influences also create blockages. People who drain your energy, environments filled with negativity, or conversations that dull your spirit. Your energy is sensitive because it is powerful. When you constantly surround yourself with low vibrations, your gifts cannot operate at full strength. Clearing this blockage requires separation. Distance yourself from people who consistently take more than they give. Remove yourself from environments that suffocate your spirit. Protect your energy with firm boundaries. When your surroundings are clean, your spirit expands naturally. Another significant blockage is attachment to old identities. Sometimes your gifts cannot evolve because you are still holding on to who you used to be. You cling to outdated beliefs, habits, and versions of yourself that no longer match your current spiritual level. To clear this blockage, you must be willing to let go. Release the idea of who you think you should be. Allow yourself to transform into who you are becoming. When you shed the old layers, your gifts rise with more strength and clarity. Spiritual blockages can also stem from unresolved guilt or shame. These emotions lower your vibration and disconnect you from your higher self. You feel undeserving of your own gifts. Clearing this requires forgiveness of yourself, of others, of situations that did not unfold the way you hoped. Forgiveness opens the heart. When the heart opens, your gifts activate. Finally, one of the deepest blockages is lack of alignment. When your daily life does not align with your purpose, your spirit feels stuck. Your gifts cannot flourish in places or routines that contradict your calling. Clearing this blockage means making choices that reflect your truth. Live in a way that honors your spirit, not your fears. Chosen one, the more blockages you release, the more powerful your gifts become. Clearing your path is not a one-time task. It is a continuous journey of self-awareness and spiritual renewal. Every blockage you remove brings you closer to your highest self and opens the door for your divine gifts to reach their full potential. Recognizing your new level of spiritual power. Chosen one, as your divine gifts awaken and expand, you will begin to notice that your spiritual power has reached a new level, one that feels different, stronger, and far more aware than anything you've experienced before. This shift may not always appear dramatic, but it is undeniable. It changes the way you sense energy, the way you move through the world, and the way the world responds to you. Recognizing this new level of power is crucial because when you understand the magnitude of what you carry, you can use it with confidence, intention, and mastery. One of the first signs of your elevated spiritual power is heightened awareness. You begin to notice things you once overlooked. Your intuition becomes sharper, more direct, and almost impossible to ignore. You sense energy in people, places, and situations without needing explanations. It's as if your inner vision has widened. You pick up on vibrations, hidden intentions, and unspoken truths. This is not imagination. This is your spiritual frequency rising. You are operating on a level where subtle energies become loud and clear. Another sign is your emotional resilience. Where you once felt overwhelmed by negativity, you now rise above it with greater ease. You no longer absorb every emotion around you. Instead, you observe, understand, and maintain your center. This is a sign of spiritual maturity. Your energy field is stronger now, more stable, more grounded. The storms that used to shake you no longer have the same power. This is a clear indication that your inner strength has grown. You will also notice that your presence affects others more intensely. People may feel calm around you, or intimidated, or inspired without knowing why. Some will be drawn to you. Others may feel exposed because your energy reveals truths they are not ready to confront. Your vibration disrupts illusions, activates dormant energies in others, and shifts the atmosphere the moment you enter a room. This is one of the most powerful indicators that your spiritual level has ascended. Your energy speaks before you do. Synchronicities will increase as well. Signs, numbers, dreams, and divine confirmations will appear more frequently, guiding you, validating you, and aligning your path. This is evidence that your connection to the spiritual realm is stronger and more open. You are no longer walking alone. You are walking with spiritual intelligence flowing through you. At this level, manifestations become quicker, guidance becomes clearer, and protection becomes more evident. Another sign of your new spiritual power is the rise of inner authority. You stop seeking validation from others. You stop needing approval. You begin trusting your own voice more than external opinions. This shift is monumental. It means your spirit has taken the lead. Your ego is no longer in control. You act from intuition, not insecurity. From wisdom, not fear. This inner authority strengthens your divine gifts and makes your energy more commanding. Your desires will also change. You lose interest in superficial distractions and feel drawn to growth, truth, purpose, and alignment. You crave peace more than noise, authenticity more than popularity, and spiritual fulfillment more than material validation. This shift in desire is a sign that your soul has expanded. Your consciousness has risen to a point where only what matches your vibration feels right. Finally, you will begin to feel a sense of spiritual responsibility. You understand your power is not random. It has purpose. You feel called to act with integrity, to elevate others, to protect your energy, and to use your gifts wisely. This awareness is not pressure, it is clarity. It is the understanding that your life carries meaning and your presence carries weight. Chosen one, recognizing your new level of spiritual power is the first step in mastering it. When you understand who you are becoming, you stop underestimating yourself. You stop doubting your path. You begin to walk as the powerful being you were always destined to be. The transformation of your identity and path. Chosen one, as your divine gifts awaken and your spiritual power rises, you will notice a profound transformation taking place, not just in your abilities, but in your very identity and the path you walk in this life. This transformation is inevitable. It cannot be rushed, ignored, or avoided. The old version of you, the version shaped by fear, doubt, limitation, and worldly expectation, is gradually fading. In its place, a stronger, wiser, and more spiritually aligned self is emerging. This is the natural evolution of a chosen one stepping fully into mastery. The first sign of this transformation is a shift in perception. You no longer see the world the way you used to. Situations that once seemed urgent or overwhelming now appear as lessons, tests, or signs guiding your journey. People who once frustrated or confused you now serve as mirrors, reflecting what your soul needs to understand. Your relationships, your environment, and even your daily routines begin to feel different. Things that once held meaning lose their significance, and aspects of your life that were once hidden from your awareness now come into sharp focus. This is a clear signal that your consciousness is evolving. Another major aspect of your transformation is the refinement of your values. You will find that you are no longer satisfied with shallow connections, meaningless work, or distractions that pull you away from your purpose. Instead, you are drawn to authenticity, truth, and alignment. Your choices become more deliberate. Your decisions are guided by your inner knowing rather than external approval. This is not a rejection of life. It is an embrace of your soul's trajectory. As your gifts grow, they require an environment that honors them. This shift in values ensures that your identity and path remain aligned with your divine purpose. The transformation of your identity also affects your personal boundaries. You will naturally distance yourself from people, situations, and energies that drain you or compromise your growth. This can feel isolating at first because not everyone will understand the changes you are undergoing. But this separation is necessary. It creates space for your gifts to flourish and for your higher self to emerge. Choosing alignment over attachment, clarity over comfort, and purpose over habit is a hallmark of a chosen one stepping into their spiritual sovereignty. As your path transforms, your life will begin to reflect your evolving identity. You may find yourself drawn to opportunities, people, or experiences that once seemed unlikely or unattainable. Doors will open in unexpected ways. Your purpose will begin to reveal itself with more precision. You will notice synchronicities that confirm you are moving along the right trajectory. Your choices will start to resonate with a deeper wisdom within you, and your steps will feel guided rather than forced. This is the flow of a life aligned with divine design. You will also notice a change in how you relate to your past. The old struggles, mistakes, and wounds no longer define you. Instead, they become part of your spiritual armor. Every challenge you have faced, every betrayal endured, every moment of pain now serves a higher purpose. Your past becomes a teacher, shaping the wisdom you carry into the present. This is a critical aspect of transformation. Understanding that your journey was never wasted, but always necessary for the awakening of your true self. Finally, your spiritual identity begins to radiate outward. You carry yourself differently. Your energy shifts. People sense that you are no longer the same person they once knew. You move with authority, clarity, and quiet power. This transformation is not about impressing others. It is about embodying the truth of who you are. Your path, once uncertain or fragmented, now reflects your divine purpose. Your identity and your journey become one, inseparable and strong. Chosen one, embrace this transformation fully. Your gifts, your power, and your purpose are reshaping not only what you do, but who you are. The path before you may look different than it did yesterday, and the person you are becoming may feel unfamiliar at times, but this is exactly how the universe designed it. Step confidently into this new version of yourself. Walk your transformed path with clarity, courage, and the knowledge that you are becoming the chosen one you were always meant to be. How to use your gifts in the world. Chosen one, once you recognize your divine gifts and understand the power rising within you, the next step is learning how to use those gifts in the world with intention, purpose, and alignment. Your gifts were never meant to stay dormant or hidden in the shadows. They were placed within you to create movement, change, and transformation, not only in your own life, but in the lives of others. When you learn how to use them consciously, you become a force of spiritual impact, a catalyst for awakening wherever you go. The first way to use your gifts is through presence. Your energy alone carries healing, clarity, and truth. When your vibration is aligned, people feel it. They sense peace around you. They feel seen, understood, or awakened in ways they cannot explain. You don't need to speak loudly or show off your abilities. The simple way you move, observe, and respond shifts the atmosphere. Using your gifts begins long before you take any physical action. It begins with embodying your highest self in every moment. Another powerful way to use your gifts is through intuition. Your intuition is more than a feeling. It is a navigation system connected to higher realms. When you trust it, you make decisions that align with your path and influence the world in meaningful ways. Intuition guides you to the right people, opportunities, and moments where your presence is needed. It warns you of danger, deception, or misalignment. It urges you to speak up when silence would harm you or others. Allow your intuition to lead you, and your gifts will naturally find expression. Your gifts can also be used through communication. Whether you speak, write, teach, or simply share your truth in conversation, your words carry weight. They carry frequency. You transmit wisdom, clarity, and activation through your voice. Many chosen ones underestimate the power of their words because they think they need a platform, a title, or an audience. But your gift works even in small moments. A comforting message to someone in pain, advice that shifts someone's perspective, or a truth spoken at the right time. Your voice is a divine instrument. Another way to use your gifts is through service. Not service in the sense of sacrificing yourself, but in offering your abilities where they can help others rise. This may come through healing, creativity, leadership, guidance, or simple kindness. When you allow your gifts to contribute to others' growth, your own spiritual power expands. Service activates abundance, alignment, and deeper purpose. You become a vessel through which divine energy flows into the world. Using your gifts also means creating. Your creativity, whether through art, expression, ideas, or innovation, is one of your most powerful channels. Chosen ones often bring new perspectives, new solutions, and new forms of beauty into the world. Creation is not just artistic, it is energetic. When you bring ideas into reality, you anchor divine energy into the physical world. You turn spiritual insight into something that can be seen, felt, or used by others. You also use your gifts by protecting your energy. This may seem passive, but it is one of the most active forms of spiritual mastery. When you maintain boundaries, avoid draining environments, and refuse to engage with negativity, you preserve the power that fuels your purpose. A depleted chosen one cannot uplift the world. Protecting your energy allows your gifts to stay strong, pure, and effective. Lastly, you use your gifts by becoming an example. When you walk in authenticity, courage, and alignment, you silently inspire others to do the same. Your life becomes a message. Your journey becomes a roadmap. Your transformation becomes a beacon for those still finding their way. This is perhaps the greatest way a chosen one impacts the world, not by forcing change, but by embodying it. Chosen one, you were given divine gifts for a reason. Use them boldly, intentionally, and with an open heart. When you operate from purpose, your presence alone reshapes the world around you. Embracing your role as a masterful chosen one. Chosen one. There comes a moment in your journey when you can no longer deny who you are or what you carry. This is the moment when you step out of the identity of the seeker and into the embodiment of the master. Not a master over others, but a master of yourself, your energy, your gifts, your purpose, and your path. Embracing your role as a masterful chosen one means accepting the truth that your life is guided, your spirit is strengthened, and your presence is intentional. This mastery does not arrive overnight. It is shaped through every lesson you have survived, every awakening you have experienced, and every shift you have allowed. You are no longer the version of yourself who questioned your worth or doubted your abilities. You have lived through too much, evolved through too much, and awakened through too much to pretend you are ordinary. Mastery begins with acknowledging the growth that has already taken place within you. To embrace your role fully, you must accept that you are responsible for the energy you carry. A masterful chosen one knows that their vibration influences everything: relationships, opportunities, challenges, and the environments they enter. This awareness is not a burden, it is power. When you understand the impact of your energy, you begin to move with more intention, you speak with more clarity, you act with more purpose. You choose your battles wisely, you guard your peace fiercely, and you align your actions with the higher path you are walking. Another aspect of embracing mastery is trusting your inner wisdom. You no longer seek constant reassurance. You no longer depend on others to validate your choices. You have learned to listen to your intuition, to honor your spiritual instincts, and to follow the subtle guidance that leads you toward your divine mission. A master does not question their calling. They answer it. They show up for it. They allow it to shape their life. Mastery also means leading without forcing. Chosen ones are natural guides, but you do not lead through control or ego. You lead through example, through integrity, through presence. You elevate others simply by being who you are. Your growth inspires growth. Your courage ignites courage. Your clarity brings clarity. This is the quiet yet powerful influence of a masterful chosen one. Embracing your role also requires humility, not the kind that dims your light, but the kind that keeps you grounded in truth. You understand that your gifts are divine in origin, and you treat them with respect. You use them wisely, never for manipulation or harm. You recognize that your path is guided by forces greater than yourself, and you walk it with gratitude and awareness. Finally, stepping into mastery means releasing the last traces of fear. Fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of being different. All of it must fall away. A master does not shrink to fit into the world. They expand to fulfill their purpose. You are meant to stand out. You are meant to rise. You are meant to embody the fullness of who you are. Chosen one, embrace your role as the master you have become. Walk with confidence. Walk with vision. Walk with the knowing that you are aligned with a divine mission. This is your time to stand in your power and lead with your light. Conclusion and spiritual activation message. Chosen one, as we come to the end of this message, take a moment to breathe deeply and feel the truth of everything that has awakened within you. This journey you are on is not accidental. This message did not reach you by coincidence. It arrived at the exact moment your spirit was ready to receive it, understand it, and rise with it. You have walked through awakening, alignment, transformation, mastery, and purpose. You have learned who you truly are. Now, in this final moment, it is time to activate the energy within you that has been waiting to be acknowledged. The conclusion of this message is not an ending. It is a doorway, a shift, a turning point in your existence. You are no longer the same person who began this journey. You carry a deeper awareness, a stronger presence, and a clearer connection to your divine gifts. Your heart has opened, your mind has expanded, your spirit has stepped forward. This is what spiritual evolution feels like. Not sudden, not dramatic, but deeply undeniable. You have remembered who you are. Chosen one, you are entering a new chapter of your life, one where your gifts will no longer stay dormant or hidden. Your intuition will guide you with more accuracy. Your energy will influence the world around you with more intensity. Your path will unfold with more clarity. You must trust this process. You must trust yourself. The doubts that once clouded your vision can no longer survive in the presence of your spiritual truth. You see too much now. You feel too much. You know too much. And it is all aligned with divine timing. This activation message serves as a reminder that you are not walking alone. You are supported, protected, and guided by forces beyond your understanding. Every step you take is watched over. Every challenge is preparing you. Every breakthrough is elevating you. You are connected to higher wisdom, higher purpose, and higher realms that have chosen you long before you knew your own power. Stand tall in this truth. Let it become the foundation of your next chapter. If you feel the energy rising in your body right now, Warmth, tingling, pressure, or simply a deep sense of recognition. This is your activation. Your spirit is responding. Your gifts are igniting. The divine within you is waking up even more. Allow it. Accept it. Embrace it. Now speak this internally or aloud. I am ready. I am aligned. I am activated. I step fully into my purpose as a chosen one. Feel how these words resonate within your soul. Feel how they anchor you into your destiny. Chosen one, your journey forward will be different now. Clearer, stronger, brighter. You are stepping into a higher frequency, a higher identity, and a higher purpose. Carry this message with you. Let it guide your decisions, your actions, and your growth. You are ready for what comes next. This is your moment. This is your activation. Go forward as the powerful, awakened, and masterful chosen one you were always destined to become.